Hi, my name is Monse Estrada, and I'm speaking with Piero, my stepdad. And today's date is May 27th, which is Labor Day, and we're here in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, Piero. So the first question is, what's a memorable moment when you lived in Ecuador?
A happy moment or sad moment or
Like a moment that you will always remember when you were in Ecuador.
uh, there's so many of them. You want me to tell you the that I want to always remember?
Mm-hmm. It, it's whichever you want.
Mm, I remember when I was a kid, I used to love playing in the rain. Every time it would rain, we used to go outside and play soccer in the rain. That's one of the memories.
Did you and your brother always fight?
Uh, mm, Pretty much. But he was since he was older, his my brother's older. Five we 5 years apart, and we did fight because when I was growing up, he was the first grandkid. So as usual, he'll get all the attention. He will get everything, but I was jealous of that, and they didn't give me anything when I was a kid. So I kind of envied him for that. And yeah, I used to be mad at him. I used to tell my dad, oh my mom, that that they always give him everything except me.
But overall, like, how is your relationship with you and your brother? Where?
Right now,
Well, how was it when you were kids?
I mentioned we're like 5 years apart, so he wasn't too close, because when he was, let's say, 15, he was already hanging out with friends. I believe he was drinking already at that age, and I was just 10. So I was hanging out with still kids from the block. As I stated, they used to, when it used to rain, we used to be out there playing soccer. And, I was 10, he was 15, so it was a big difference because we didn't, we didn't hang around too much together. Uh, the only time we did when we were like a family picnic, you would say, like, but it wasn't too close. We weren't too close.
How was your relationship with you and your parents?
When I was what, 7, 8 years old. My dad left us, so I was kind of I was hurt, and I guess that I didn't know no better, but I was mad at my mom because and I was mad at my dad too because I went through a lot. I mean, everybody went through a lot, even my mom. I couldn't. I love my dad, but I couldn't stand the fact that he used to drink a lot. He used to come drunk, at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and used to be like my mom. So for that, I kind of hate him. But throughout the years that with my dad, the relationship with my dad when he left us, he was like it wasn't the same because at the young age, he left and he wasn't there anymore. And I was at that age, I became rebellion. I didn't listen to my mom. I didn't listen to anybody at that age because I was just mad. I didn't understand why though, but why did my dad didn't love my mom, since my mom did everything for him. But I was a kid, I didn't know better. So it was okay.
Um, so you mentioned that your dad left. So how did it feel like not having a father figure in your life for most of your life?
It sucks. Because, regardless, now that I'm old now, I'm 40 years old now, I miss him so much growing up. And second of all, it's looking for the right word to say, like, you need a male figure growing up because when I was growing up, I didn't listen to my mom at all. I listened to my mom and anybody, because nobody was there to yell, I guess, or teach me right from wrong. So, but it really sucks because throughout my years, I did a lot stupid stuff that I wish that my dad could have been there, or even my brother, or at least like a male figure to tell me, hey, you're doing this wrong, or you're supposed to date these kind of girls, or you're not supposed to date with the girls, male stuff, So it really sucks.
At what age did
I was 15 years old.
and what was a big change when you came here?
The biggest change, the first one is it was the language, cause everybody here spoke English, so and I didn't, so that was one of the biggest change. It was I'm sure it was a challenge because I didn't speak the language, and the second one, the big change is that I had to make new friends. I had left behind all my friends that I grew up with, the people that basically, I was raised with, like one of my best friends that I could call, that, we were little, like, that I can't remember, it was like 2 years old, we used to go everywhere. They used to take us everywhere together because my dad and my friends Veronica's dad, they were like really close, like really, really close. They used to call each other brothers. So things like that, it changed a lot. I had to readjust to this type of living here. Like over in Ecuador, like all year is summer. Every year, every day, I used to go out there and play. And when I came here, though, I think I came over it on like around September, no, August or September. So it was already cold. So I had to adjust the weather as well. So that's one of the three major changes that I had to adjust.
So what high school did you go here?
Uh, when I first came here, we started living with my aunt. She used to live in Berwyn, Illinois. So they registered me there. It's a high school. It's called Morton East. So I was there for my freshman year. And then after that, though, my mom decided to move here to the city, to Chicago. And I transferred to Benito Juarez.
So my mom, which is now your wife, also graduated from Benito Juarez. How was it like?
Like what, meeting your mom?
Well, did you talk to my mom in high school?
No, not at all.
Why is that?
Because when I was in high school, you could say I hang around with the wrong type of guys, with the wrong crew. And I remember I used to see her in the hallways, but she was she was a rocker. So she used to hang around with the rockers. And since I was with the gangbangers or the bad crew, so the crew didn't mix. So we didn't speak to each other group. So I didn't much care for anybody.
How was your life in high school overall?
To be honest, now that I could recall the high school years. It was like the golden years. Like, I mean, I did most of the stuff that I regret, but I also I regret it, and I could change it, like at least get good grade, get into more sports, because I was in soccer team, I was in the swimming team. I didn't like basketball back then, but it was fun. Even though I was with the wrong crowd, I try to make it fun. It was fun because we used to go to a lot of parties, did a lot of dumb stuff like cutting classes, not going to school. So I enjoy, those days. I mean, I know I did wrong a lot of stuff, that I wouldn't do it now. I know now that they're wrong, but it was dangerous fun. But I wouldn't do those dangerous things again. I would do the right thing now, like getting good grades, listen to my teachers, and get into sports even more.
The more you grow up, what's things that you've learned? Because
Uh,
you've said that you've done so many things in your adolescent days and like dumb stuff, but throughout the years, what are some things that you've learned?
uh, I guess the most valuable thing that I have learned now is to respect people.
And what are you most proud of?
Um, I'm proud of a lot of things. I'm proud of I'm proud of the I'm proud of me because I'm not the guy that I was before. I'm pretty much proud of the. I'm not perfect, but I'm not doing the stuff that I was doing when I was young. And I learned throughout the years to actually learn the meaning of respect people, and and I'm proud of me again because it's I've been through so much. Like even one of my happiest days when when Vivian came, my daughter. But I'm proud of me because when Vivian was born, I've stopped completely doing all the bad things I used to do. So I kind of changed my life, and proud of that. I'm not that guy anymore.
Um, you said in the past about how you've never had like a good relationship with your dad because he left and he's done other things. How is your relationship with your dad different from when it was before?
Basically, it's that how can is no relationship with my dad. Since he left, I mean, he probably left when I was 8, and then it changed a lot because he's not there every day. He wasn't home every day. Uh, I miss him for that, but at the same time, he wasn't coming into the house, drunk and acting all crazy. So I don't miss him for that. So he got his pluses and negatives though. So, but with my dad, it's I wouldn't call it a sound relationship because he wasn't there for me when I was growing up. I wish he could have, so at least he could tell me, hey, how to use a condom at least. But now it's like, hey, how are you? Okay, I still love him because he's my dad. But the relationship, I wouldn't call it a relationship, because sometimes I see him like every 4 or 5 years. So, I don't call it a relationship through a phone when I talk to him for like 5 minutes or 4 minutes, like, once a week. So, but so I wouldn't call it much a relationship with him.
What was your reaction when your daughter was born?
Uh, to be honest, the day Vivian was born, when my ex-wife was in labor, I wasn't there because I was still partying and just partying and being out there, so I wasn't there. But the moment I hold Vivian, I think it was like the next day. Uh, like the moment I hold Vivian, it's like, wow, it was like, it was an amazing feeling, like I felt like I want to throw everything away, just hold Vivian for the rest of my life. So it was an amazing feeling.
Do you have any regrets?
Having Vivian?
No, overall in your life.
Yes, I have a few. I couldn't do things better. I regret. One of the things I regret the most is not listening to my mom. I know my mom always told me not to do this, not to do that, and me, since I was a hard-headed, kid, I did the opposite. So, and every time she would tell me that we'll get in trouble, I didn't believe it, and I did get in trouble. So, one of the biggest regrets though is not listening to my mom.
If you had your daughter in front of you, what would you tell her?
That I love her, that I miss her.
What would you do differently?
With Vivian, I would tell more often that I love her. I would hug her every day, when I was with her when she was a kid, you know, pretty much. Cause I didn't do none of that, not much of that with Vivian. I didn't tell her, every day that I love her, or hug her like every day. I didn't do much of that.
How was it like meeting my mom, even after years of not seeing each other because you guys were in high school?
When I met your mom, now that I see it, I mean, a lot of people say it's just faith, or I don't know, it's just a blessing. Well, it's a blessing now because it wasn't my moment to speak to your mom, but after so many years, I believe it was like after, okay, I graduated in 99. So I saw you mom recently back on, 4, so probably about like 5 years after, or I don't know, 6 years. It was great, that I saw you mom and, actually spoke to her now. Because back in Juarez, I just used to see it through the hallways and, in her all black dress. No, she had black pants and black shirt. So, and when the first time when I met your mom, it's like, wow. I still remember the first day I met your mom. I met her we met up at this restaurant called El Solazo. So, I got there and then your mom parked. And I still remember the day I met your mom. She came out of the car with it was on the winter time, it was January. She was wearing a white jacket, some blue jeans, and black boots. Even though covered up, she still looked pretty. And he was excited too.
And her 2 children changed your life?
Uh, I guess it changed in a way that it make me value more the people that is around me. It changed in a way like, I had to deal with two other individuals. I mean, I knew that Maria had kids, but the first time I met him, it was a good feeling, cause that they were little, and they were cute kids. They're still cute, just with attitude, but it's great when like you have people around you that loves you and then appreciate you of what a human being you are, So it changed for the better.
Well, do you have anything to say that I didn't ask you or that I didn't cover?
Mm, uh, you know, no, I mean basically, it's, you know, when you're a kid, there's so much stuff that you go through. You know, even through your teenage days, like like myself, that I didn't listen to nobody. So, uh, like one of the things I would say to these young people now, to these young guys, like listen to your parents because they know they only try to protect you for making mistakes because like my mom, I'm pretty sure she went through all kind of mistakes and she was trying to prevent me not to make those same mistakes. So listen to your parents. Try to listen to other people too. Though, like okay, like I said, I'm not that perfect. So sometimes I don't listen to my wife because uh, sometimes I just don't want to. But just listen to somebody else. Teenagers listen to your parents. That's it.
Well, thank you, Piero, for your time, and thank you for giving me your story. Well, I hope you have a good day.
Thank you so much. So.